back to my channel. These are all the books. Looks like we're gonna have a visitor in this video. These are all the books that I read in February. February was a tough reading month for me. I believe I was in a slump. I think it was honestly my TBR. I usually don't do TBRs because they literally, I feel like I'm a mood reader. Let's just start there. I'm a mood reader, so sticking to my TBR was just very, very hard. And I did a TBR because I have a vlog that's coming out after this one, kind of really explaining and how I felt while reading these books. So I probably won't explain a lot in here about half of these books, probably more than half of these books. But yeah, let's just get into the physical books that I read this month. So let's do it. I read The Prison Healer this month. I gave it 3.5 stars. I felt like it was just very slow to get into it. I really enjoyed the parts where Kiva was in the trials, the ordeals. But then after that, after I wasn't reading chapters about the ordeal, it kind of felt like it dragged for me, like a lot. And you're gonna hear me say that about a lot of these books. I don't know if it was because I was almost getting into a reading slump, or it just wasn't my month. I don't really know what it possibly could have been, but like, yeah, it dragged for me a lot, and I think that's why I gave it 3.5 stars. The ending, I was not expecting that information to be the information that we got. I feel like there was no clues indicating anything about the relationship between Kiva and a character. I did really like, I believe, what was his name? Was his name Adrian? What was his name? See, look, now I'm having brain farts on top of everything else. Oh, Jaren. I really loved Kiva and Jaren and his relationship with the guard. Like, I knew that they had to have known each other. I didn't know exactly how they knew each other, but I knew that him and is it Naari knew each other somehow, just because of the vibe that I was getting while reading about them. Really, my biggest complaint is that I just felt like it dragged, but I really enjoyed the plot. I do think I will probably continue the series just because I want to know what's going to happen. I'm a person that needs to know like everything once I start a series, so I do think that I probably will want to continue it. Then I read A Not So Meet Cute. I absolutely loved it. Megan Quinn just never disappoints me with her rom-coms. I was obsessed, laughing, crying, dying from laughing. It would just gave me everything that a rom-com should give someone. So I gave this one 4 stars. It was just good. It was just amazing, and I'm glad to have this on my bookshelf. And then I read There Are No Saints, and I gave it 3 stars by Sophia Lark, and I enjoyed it. It was a quick read, probably not that quick for me. I told you, I was just having a very off month. I was reading like a turtle, barely. It wasn't even that I was reading like a turtle. I was just barely picking up the books. Don't know what it was, what made me drag and not wanting to read. I think I just kind of burnt out from like the last 2 months of 2023, because those are my months where I go hard on my reading to catch up to my reading goal. So I think that's what kind of just always puts me into a semi slump at the beginning of the next year. I enjoy the characters. I just wish that we got more to know how Shaw and Cole know this huge secret about each other. So maybe in the next book we'll get that. But yeah, it was wild and my mouth was on the floor because Myra girl. And Cole is just giving it all. Giving it all for being a serial killer. A sociopath serial killer. Giving it all. Then, of course, I finished this at the beginning of February. House of Shadow and Flames. I was waiting forever to read this book, especially how the House of Sky and Breath ended. It did not disappoint me. I gave this one 5 stars. It deserved all the 5 stars that I gave it. Everything, I loved it. I loved how everything kind of wrapped up. I cannot wait for the next book to see who we're going to be following. I just love every second of reading this. I loved Bryce and Hunt's and just everyone, every character in this book I love. They have made this whole series from the beginning, I believe. I can't even say which one of these are my favorite because I don't even know. I think honestly probably the first book, just because, I don't know, everything just started from there, you know, it just hit. It was such a good first book. And then these just continue and it just blows my mind. My mouth is on the floor, quite literally on the floor. And then I read 2 Kindle books. Far my worst reading month, just all together, just how I felt reading. Not that I wasn't enjoying the books that I read this month. I just was so off this month. Okay, The two Kindle books that I read were Unsteady Me by Peyton Corrine and then Sin Bin by Anastasia White. And I gave the first one 3 stars and then Sin Bin I gave 3.5 stars. I feel like I'm not going to go really in depth into what these books are about because they are on my hockey romance recommendation video if you guys want to know more about what they're about. But I will say they're both hockey romances. Unsteady Me deals more with like mental health and just things like that. Sin Bin, more of just like a college romance. I mean, they're both college romances too, but Sin Bin isn't as deep as Unsteady, if that makes sense. Yeah, but those are literally all the books, all the 6 books that I read this month. Absolutely could have had a better month, but I enjoyed the ones that I did read. Yeah, and the other first 3 books that I said to you guys, they are going to be coming out in a vlog, so you guys will get more information on all of that. But I did want to make this video because I feel like I need to be consistent with my YouTube channel, and these are just a great way. These are just a great way to just wrap up and start the new month, if that makes sense. So yeah, those are all the books that I read this month. Comment down below your favorite book that you read in February, and let's chat about it if you read the same book. But I'll see you guys in the next video.